Hello, hello, hello. We back at it again at 10 o'clock, guys. Hey, hey. Something something is deeply, deeply, deeply wrong with this. You know, it's us. China. So they ain't made it there yet. President is coming to see the president of China, People's Republic of China, our president. All right. So they probably gonna just let him in the door, greet him. Hello, lonely sloth. They probably just gonna let him in the door, and then wow, ain't that impressive? Wow, that is impressive, ain't it? Very much so. That's wild. We don't see no people out there cheering, now do we? We don't hear nobody. We don't see nobody cheering. We don't see nobody saying nothing. Kind of quiet, or maybe that's tradition, or maybe that's what they do. I don't know. But y'all got that 80-some-year-old man climbing up them stairs. That ain't cool. Who knows? Mm. That's as good as it get. We can't hear a word they saying. We just see a bunch of pictures, and that's it. And that's as good as it's gonna get, probably. This is interesting, and this is China that the president is greeting. I guess that's all the Chinese crowd shaking their hands. Important guys, military, you name it. Okay. I guess we don't get to hear anything other than just the greeting and whatnot. Maybe they're gonna take a picture out there on the stairs. Maybe that's it. Who knows? Well, it's a president's welcome, all right. Definitely a president's welcome. And then you get to meet our weirdos in progress. Marco Rubio. I don't know who the second person is. Hegseth. Looks like Hegseth, but I could be wrong. Retard Stephen Miller. Who knows who any of these people are? Man, that's a fat Chinese person. Never saw a fat Chinese person. Not really, not in the government anyway. In our government, they had to put them on the front line. Of course they did. Right? Donald Trump, trash, mediocre son. Probably trash, mediocre wife. You never know who those people are in that line. They represent us so bogusly, but it is what it is. I'm sure we're not gonna go inside with them. It's not done, right? They're very demure race or demure group of people. So they seem to be heading away from wherever they're heading to. Where they're going to speak right here. Oh God, you really gonna make them speak? They really gonna speak? I guess we could let that go back the way it was and do what they got to do, because it's a formal thing. But you guys see the moniker, you guys see the name of the video, right? And I said something is deeply wrong with this country, because every single time there's a crisis, every single time the markets move, every single time Donald Trump makes a major announcement, somebody already knows ahead of time. Not before, not after, but before. And something is wrong with that. And regular Americans are getting really tired of watching billionaires get richer while working people drown in this economy. Because let me tell you something. People can survive political disagreement. People can survive elections. People can survive presidents they don't like. But what destroys a country is when regular people start believing the game is rigged for the rich and the powerful. See, a lot of people really didn't believe it. But this administration has put it on front and center so bad. This is where America is heading right now. This is where we at. Because every time there's a chaos, every time there's a market panic, every time there's some massive world shifting announcement, the wealthy somehow walk away richer than they were before. Meanwhile, ordinary citizens, Americans, are sitting there staring at a grocery bill, wondering how the hell we're supposed to survive another month. And we starting to notice this pattern. I didn't really notice it until 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I was like, ain't no way they doing that. And ain't nobody saying nothing. That's why this trust is collapsing. People don't trust the government. They don't trust Wall Street. They don't trust Congress. They don't trust the media. People don't trust nothing anymore because they feel like there's the rest of us who can't get the right rules. We don't got the right rules. Apparently, we ain't got the right rule. We can't make no money. Honestly, look at what's happening. Can you blame people for being pissed off? Because this ain't normal. BBC starts digging into the actual trade data. They started digging into the actual trade data, actual timestamps, actual market movements. And what do they find? 47 minutes before Trump publicly talks about Iran, oil trades suddenly explode. 47 minutes before the public announcement that we were going to get into talks with Iran, boom, oil prices crash. Millions get made. Then it happens again. March 23rd, Trump talks about peace with Iran. But before the public hears about it, huge oil bets start flying around. Then prices move. And again, the tariff pause. This one right here should have shook the whole fucking stock market right here, the whole country. Ain't nobody even watching. 18 minutes before Trump announced the tariff pause, the market activity suddenly exploded. Thousands of contracts moving before the public even knows what's going on. Then Trump announces the pause on the tariffs, and the stock market jumps nearly 10% in one day. One of the biggest market jumps in modern stock market history. And the billionaires makes hundreds of billions of dollars, while us regular people are still trying to figure out why grocery costs just double what they used to be. And here's the crazy part. They don't even try to hide that shit anymore. They brag about it. Listen to this. Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an... Hold on. Let me take this off. I got this thing still on here. Hold on. Right here. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Here we go. Before they get started. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 million today, and he made $900. Look at
to the Financial Times.
Look at what it looks like. Look at them laughing at them making money. Trump brags about making billionaires even richer. 900 million, 170 million. This is money that they're making because of the manipulation of the stock markets. They're making all of that money. They don't even try to hide it. That attitude right there, that attitude is what I'm talking about. They're not even pretending like they hiding this market manipulation. People are struggling. Families are stressed. Folks are skipping meals, rationing medicine, and these people are openly celebrating billionaires making fortunes during the chaos. That's why people are angry, because it feels like every crisis becomes another payday for these wealthy people. Stock market chaos, they profit. Tariffs, they profit. War, and that's what they've been talking about for the past couple weeks, that these rich people are making money on the war. Trump announces something, and they got insider information. Inflation, they profit. Meanwhile, regular Americans just keep absorbing the pain. And you want to know what's dangerous about it? When ordinary people start believing the rich are using the government like their own private casino, because that's what they're doing. And that's dangerous, because once those people lose faith in fairness, society is going to start breaking down. I'm mad as hell. Let me tell you something else. If some random guy in Ohio magically made millions of dollars by trading right before a government announcement, the FBI would be kicking his goddamn door down. Tell me I'm lying. A regular Joe Blow, if a regular Joe Blow was doing this, randomly making money every time there's an announcement, they'd be kicking his door in. But when billionaires and politically connected people do it, it's perfectly fine. Suddenly, everybody in Washington gets quiet. Suddenly, regular, and this is the president. Don't give me the bullshit about Nancy Pelosi made money. Don't give me none of your bullshit. This is the president. People who are in the same room, in the same vicinity as the president, when he makes the announcement, are the ones manipulating the stock market. Suddenly, nobody know nothing. People ain't stupid. And what makes this even crazier is these weird predictive market accounts. And you know who got stock in these predictive marketing accounts? Donald Trump's two sons. They got stock in those marketing accounts. It sounds like a damn Netflix political thriller. Random account appears. People placing huge bets, predicting a geopolitical event, winning massive money, then disappearing forever. Another account predicts military action. Listen to this.
Now, the BBC has found a pattern of spikes in trades and financial markets ahead of public announcements by US President Donald Trump, including during the Iran war. It's raised suspicions of insider trading, whereby bets are made by people based on information that is not available to the general public. Though some have argued certain traders have become more adept at anticipating the president's interventions. Let's talk to our business correspondent, Nick Marsh, for more on this. Nick, tell us what you found.
Well, quite a lot of examples of these spikes, Sally. I'll just give you the first one I found.
Wait a minute, let's be clear. Cap for life 135, retard. Are you a retard or do you read? Obama didn't pay them money. That was money we owed them. That was money we held against them. That was their money. That wasn't us paying them money. Please get your facts straight, retard. Please start reading. I've heard that a couple times. Obama paid Iran. Obama took a truckload of money over to Iran. No, that was their money that we owed them, that we held back from them, and Obama gave it back to them as a part of the deal that he made with Iran that your retarded president tore up. Please start looking at the facts. Why do we got to keep saying, I don't even understand why you even having this conversation about Obama. This ain't about Obama. This is about your president making announcements and his buddies getting rich 5 minutes before the announcements are made. Stop talking to me about Obama. We're talking about the scammer president and his friends.
One of the most prominent ones is on the 23rd of March. Trump had spent the weekend preceding that threatening Iran's power plants, much like he is now. But then suddenly, on Monday morning,
you don't have any
before the
ammunition.
stock market opened in the US, he said that the United States had had very good and productive conversations with Tehran over a complete and total resolution to hostilities. That's what he posted on Truth Social. So then oil drops by 14%, which is understandable. You go back, though, and look at the trading volume data, and you see a massive spike in the number of oil futures contracts exchanged between about 14 to 16 minutes before the post. That's hundreds of millions of dollars, and those traders will have made a huge amount of money through what's known as short selling. That's just one example of quite a few that I found, Sally.
So that's what they've been doing, is short selling. They get the Trump is about to make an announcement, so these people go in and they buy these stocks or whatever they do. They buy with the short selling. They do this. Trump makes the announcement. The stock skyrockets. These people make money. One person invested $30,000 and walked away almost a millionaire from doing this. This is how they're making money, and the president is helping them, because how would they know when to make the bets? The only way they would know when to make the bets is if President Trump told them that he was going to make the announcement at 1 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to make the announcement that I'm going to drop the tariffs. So you go and do your betting or whatever, and then this is how they happen. That's what they're doing. This is insider trading, because they know when he's going to make the announcement, because he tells them. That's how his son, Barron, has been making his money.
And Nick, you've also been looking at these prediction markets, which have exploded in popularity in the past couple of years.
Yeah, so the two main ones really are Polymarket and Kalshi. You might have heard about them. They're websites powered by blockchain. You can bet on anything really, from the weather to baseball to US foreign policy. It's like a very simple yes or no mechanism, whether something will happen or not. Donald Trump's son, by the way, Donald Trump Jr., is an investor in Polymarket. He sits on its advisory board as well as on Kalshi's advisory board. We have contacted him, incidentally, but no response. But yes, on these predictions markets, people have been making an awful lot of money around American military action around the world. For example, I saw one user called Burdensome Mix set up an account on Polymarket in December last year, and between the 30th of December and the 2nd of January, this account placed $32,000 on Nicolas Maduro, the Venezuelan president, being ousted. The next day, he was seized by US Special Forces and the account made nearly $500,000. Then it changed its name and hasn't placed a bet since. There are also similar bets being placed on US strikes on Iran, for example. We spoke to Polymarket. It told the BBC that it sets and maintains and enforces the highest standards of market integrity, and it said that it proactively works with law enforcement to do so. And in March this year, both Polymarket and Kalshi outlined new rules to crack down on insider trading.
And what about the White House? What has the response been from the White House to these allegations?
No response when I contacted them. Spokespeople in the past have made it clear that they do strenuously deny any form of insider trading involving the White House. There was one who told another.
So they're not going to admit
The
it.
BBC has found a pattern of
They're not going to admit it. 5 out of the 6 accounts that they found never made bets again. So what are they doing? The president is telling his friends, I'm going to make this announcement. When I make the announcement at 1 o'clock that I'm stopping the tariffs, that's when it's going to happen. And that's when Barron has been doing his stockbroking. Barron has been doing that whole thing. Barron, his sons, all of them have been trading in stocks this whole administration, this whole time. And the only person that's going to fall for it or take the fall for it is some dude who went and got Maduro or who was in on capturing Maduro. That's the only person that they want to charge. But all of these other people is fine. And this is why trust in the system is going down the tube, because regular people are watching this unfold in real time and asking themselves one question. How do the rich always know? That's the question. How do they always seem to be prepared before the public? Listen.
In dollars worth of oil contracts, 6,200 contracts in total, changed hands between 6:49 a.m. and 6:50 a.m. yesterday. Okay. 15 minutes or so before Donald Trump announced on social media that he might be trying to strike a deal with Iran. So who in the middle of the morning decided they were going to transact 6,200 contracts related to oil at a total contract price notional value of $580 million 15 minutes before Trump announces he's made or about to make a deal? And if that's not suspicious enough for you, CNBC reports that in the S&P futures, which has to do with the stock market, there was also an aberrational run-up almost in that exact same time period. So somebody bet on the stock market and on the oil market, stock market to go up, oil market to go down 10 minutes before Donald Trump picked up the phone and called into CNBC and had an interview and posted on social media at 7:05 a.m. that we might be striking a deal. Here's Donald Trump phoning into CNBC at or about the time that this person or people, a team perhaps, is cooking the books on the market and front-running information. In other words, they know the information, but we don't, and they're trading on it.
We're not watching fucking politics anymore. We're watching a rigged casino where the House leaks the results before the bets are even placed. Trump rolls out a new 15-point peace plan for Iran. Sounds official, sounds strong. Problem is, it's the same damn blueprint he trashed when Obama used it. Same bones, different voice. And right when he tells the world the war is winding down, we're in peace talks. $800 million quietly floods into oil stocks and bets the market is about to go up. And this is before the announcement. Not after, before. That's not smart investing. That's not luck. That's somebody sitting in the back room with the script in their freaking hands. And when the market jumps, billions get printed for the chosen few that knew, while the rest of us are still trying to figure what the fuck just happened. Wars become signals. Peace becomes a trigger, and the market becomes the payoff machine. I keep telling you guys, this isn't left versus right anymore. This is insiders versus everyone else. A system where a handful of people place their bets after they already know the outcome, and the rest of us are just feeding the table. So ask yourself, how long do you keep playing when the fucking game is fixed from the very start? And that's the truth.
Now here's the thing. Nancy Pelosi is not the fucking president. Don't talk to me about Nancy Pelosi and her fucking her fucking stock trading. Don't fucking talk to me about Nancy Pelosi. We're talking about the president and him making announcements. Nancy Pelosi ain't making fucking announcements. Nancy Pelosi ain't the fucking president. This is the fucking president who is supposed to be protecting us against these things. Okay? That's just dumb. Why do I have people in my fucking comment section saying dumb shit? You should know the difference between Nancy Pelosi and a president. You should know the importance of it being the president as opposed to Nancy Pelosi. You can't prove jack shit. You can't prove jack shit about Nancy Pelosi. Stop talking about Nancy Pelosi. We're talking about the person that's supposed to be taking care of the United States. We're talking about the person that's supposed to have our goodwill at heart. Nancy Pelosi is supposed to be protecting people in California. She ain't supposed to be protecting us. President is supposed to be protecting us. Nancy Pelosi ain't been in charge in a while. We're talking about this president. Stop giving the whataboutism. That's annoying as hell. I don't have any excuses. I don't care. I'm talking about Donald Trump. Regular Americans don't have connections or private connections whispering in their ear before announcements go public. They just get stuck with higher prices after the dust settles. And this is why people feel played. This is why you should feel played. Played by politicians, billionaires, corporations, media, by the whole damn machine. Even if Nancy Pelosi did it, Black America, that still don't excuse him. Shut the fuck up about Nancy Pelosi. Has nothing to do with her. We're talking about the president. You making it Nancy Pelosi did it. What? So what? We ain't talking about her. We're talking about the president. If she did it, it was wrong when she did it. It don't mean it's a tit for tat. So stop talking to me about Nancy Pelosi, please. Because it feels like people with money and power are operating on a completely different system than the rest of us. And this ain't even just about Trump anymore. This is bigger than Trump. This is about an entire culture of insider privilege in Washington. Because let's be honest, Washington has had this problem for years. People go into the office, normal office, do what they got to do. Then everybody around them somehow gets rich. Consultants get rich, lobbyists get rich, contractors get rich, media people get rich. We hear about this stuff, but this stuff is out in the open right now. And it's the president that is doing it with his rich friends. Currently, it's the president doing it with his rich friends. Okay? And the billionaires continue to get rich while we fall behind. So, because if the law only applies to the regular people, then the people stop respecting the law altogether. That's how countries decay, that not overnight, slowly, emotionally, institution by institution. People stop believing in the fairness that don't exist for them. Hard work don't mean jack shit if they can do what they're doing. Because no society survives long term once the public believes the game is rigged. And honestly, we believe the game is rigged. Well, you know, Donald Trump is the one who brought all that shit to the forefront because he did it, and he's the one made the trust start to fail in our country because he's the one who brought it up.
Just before President Trump posted about his supposed negotiations with Iran on Monday, traders made hundreds of millions of dollars of extra bets on oil futures.
Look at this. 15 minutes before that Donald Trump post, there was a very big amount of trading volume. Very big.
It seems highly suspicious when you see a surge in volume on no news. So it has many people watching this saying, scratching their heads, hey, did somebody actually have information before it was public? Now, listen, this is called insider trading. It is illegal.
This looks like corruption of the very worst kind. Does the Prime Minister share my fear that Trump is making his war decisions based on what enriches himself and his friends rather than what makes peace in the Middle East?
Trump is the most corrupt president in US history.
It's a very profitable business. We're like pirates.
That's the accusation leveled at the 47th president with as much vigor as it's been rejected by the White House. A stream of billion-dollar real estate deals, accusations of wars for oil, suspect ties with tech bros, interests in cryptocurrency and even nuclear fusion means Donald Trump's critics say he's trampling over the US Constitution while lining his pockets. His allies call it fake news, a symptom of Trump derangement syndrome. I've brought together the evidence so you can make up your own mind.
And here's the thing. People keep saying they all do it. So since they all do it, it's okay, right? It's okay for them to do it. Nah, let's take y'all Nancy Pelosi example. Nancy Pelosi did it. So why don't Donald Trump do it? Oh, no, HQ, it's okay. Nancy Pelosi did it. It's fine. They can rip the American people off for their money. Donald Trump can rip us off for our money. Not a big deal. Nancy Pelosi did it. Why would we just let the president do it? See how dumb that sound? That sound dumb as hell. Nobody cares about Nancy Pelosi. We've heard that for years. Nobody proved it. Nobody brought her up on charges. Nobody did anything. Okay? Nobody did anything. Nobody said nothing about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Nobody said nothing about any number of those people in that damn place. And that's fine. If they do it, it's fine. According to y'all, it don't matter who do it. Y'all just like being scammed. I don't like being scammed. I don't like people taking American tax dollars. Specifically, I don't like the president doing. I don't care about Nancy Pelosi. I care about a president doing. Wait a minute. I just want to know, did Biden do it? I just want to know, did Biden scam, do market manipulation? Did Biden do that? No. Did Barack Obama do that? No. I said Barack Obama. I said Joe Biden. I didn't say Hunter Biden. I didn't say none of that. I said, did Joe Biden do it? No, he didn't. Did George Bush do it? No, he didn't. Did Barack Obama do it? No, he didn't. We're talking about a president. Stop talking about people other than the president. This president did it. The other presidents, I hadn't heard of any incidents of them doing it. We're talking about the president. Stop talking to me about representatives. I'm talking about the president.
I'm Sunita Maiska. This is The Long Story Short.
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. He made
Nobody's have selective amnesia. Nobody cares. I don't care. I care about the president. Okay. As you see, the Trump jokes with billionaires about their insider trading. Trump jokes with billionaires about their insider trading, about the money he made for them. President said that about him making money with his friends. I don't recall Biden getting on camera saying anything like this. I don't see Obama on camera saying anything like this. I didn't see George Bush on camera saying anything like this. I see this president on here bragging about stealing American people's money.
Today, and he made 900 million. That's not bad. He's in financials. I've always been.
Okay.
$1 million in 2 hours.
$1 million in 2 hours. I understand something is wrong. I understand something is wrong. We may not know every law. We may not know every regulation. But we do know something smells rotten. And Americans are looking around now and seeing these billionaires get rich. People can barely afford their house, barely afford food. Young people can't even go to college. Families are drowning in debt. And every single crisis somehow becomes another money printing machine for these wealthy motherfuckers. And that's why this resentment keeps growing about this, because folks are tired. I don't know about y'all. Maybe y'all just don't know. Maybe this is what you used to. Maybe you used to people scamming you and taking your money. Maybe y'all just used to the rich politicians doing it and y'all just sitting back letting them do whatever they did to do. This is normal. This is standard. This is normal shit. Y'all love it. Y'all must love it. You must get, people must scam y'all all the time. Y'all must be happy getting scammed. Okay? Instead of being outraged, instead of looking me in the eyeball talking about Nancy Pelosi did it, so it ain't no big deal. Instead of y'all saying that, not one of y'all are outraged about it. I don't understand. Regular people sacrifice, working people sacrifice, middle class families sacrifice, but somehow these people at the top just keep getting richer and richer by scamming. In the pandemic, people got richer. Inflation went high, people got richer. War, people got richer. Market panic, people got richer. That's not healthy. That's not sustainable. And eventually people hit an emotional breaking point. And you can already feel it. You can already feel it building in this country. People are exhausted, pissed off, angry, frustrated, specifically with this goddamn administration, because we could see the corruption. We could smell it. On top of all the corrupt, on top of the rug burn that this president did to the American people, the fucking rug burn right before he became president, he did a rug burn on the American people. Still asking for money in his, what is those campaign fucking ads? Still asking people for money. Still stealing, getting people to buy coins and watches and shoes and ties and all kinds of shit. This president is still scamming the American people. Now he's just giving the rich people more money. Why is it that a president is suing us American people for $10 billion because his tax return got exposed when it should have been exposed from day one because he's the president? What the fuck is going on? And the whole thing that's scary about it is that y'all think this shit is normal. Because otherwise you never would have brought up Nancy Pelosi. You never would have brought up any of this shit if you think this shit is normal. You don't think it's normal. You think it's normal. 10 years ago, this kind of thing would have been outraged for months. Now, shit like this disappear in 2 days because don't nobody care. And powerful people know y'all don't care. Powerful people be like, oh, them poor motherfuckers, they don't give a fuck. They don't care whether we take their money. They don't care. They didn't say shit when Nancy Pelosi did it. They didn't say shit. They ain't gonna say shit when we do it. Poor motherfuckers like Donald Trump said in China today. Shit, I don't give a fuck about these poor people problems. I don't even care about the poor people. But people are getting exhausted. They eventually are going to get over it. We're going to show you the difference in the November election. Okay? There might be some of y'all, and most of y'all MAGA people and Republican people. Oh, this ain't no big deal. Donald Trump is God. He's Jesus. He baby Jesus. He can do no wrong. That's what half of y'all saying in the goddamn chat. You fucking lames.
How does somebody make $192 million in 2 hours? Okay, here's what happened. So I'm sure you watched or heard about the markets having a wild swing this past weekend. Now, what triggered it was Trump announced on Friday new massive tariffs on China, 100% tariffs. And this immediately caused the markets to take a complete nosedive. And then when the White House called China over the weekend to negotiate, China didn't even bother to pick up the phone. So Sunday rolls around, and with the markets taking a total crap and China not even playing ball, Trump pretty much on Sunday had no choice but to reverse course and said, he put this message out on his Truth Social, don't worry about China, it will all be fine. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it. Okay, so here is how the person made $192 million in 2 hours. Unusual Whales on Twitter is an account that scans the crypto markets for unusually large activity, and it quickly spotted a brand spanking new crypto wallet with no previous activity that made the $192 million. This is what Unusual Whales put out. Breaking, look at this, a new crypto account was opened yesterday morning, 30 minutes before Trump's announcement of 100% tariffs on China. It added a huge multi-million-dollar leveraged Bitcoin short position for YF. The market dumped. The trader made a profit of $192 million in 2 hours. Unusual. So someone suspiciously opened a brand new account just 30 minutes before Trump's tariff announcement and shorted the market with a leveraged position. So let me explain this to you if you're not familiar with what this means. So shorting.
Yeah, you please explain it for the retard in the chat, because they seem to think this shit is normal. They keep saying this is the kind of thing that teenagers do. Teenagers trade every day. They think this is normal. Please explain to my retards in the chat, Cap, specifically for life. Please explain to him that this ain't normal and it's illegal. Please explain it to this dummy.
Is borrowing someone else's stock, or in this case crypto, and telling them you're going to return it back to them, and you're just borrowing it and you're going to return it back to them, and they're like, oh, okay, go ahead, and maybe you'll give them a bit of interest. There'll be some fees on this, okay? So that's why they might be incentivized to do this. So let's say you borrow 3 Bitcoin or 3 shares of stock, and you tell the person you're going to return these 3 stock shares within a set window of time, plus, like I said, some interest or something. You then go to the market and you sell them for the going price. So now, you've got some money in your pocket, but you're going to have to buy back the stocks or the coins because you have to return them at some point, right? You can't just, here's the money. So your hope is, because now you have money in your pocket, your hope is that the value of the stock you just sold that you need to buy back is going to drop. You want it to drop in value. You want it to fail. I mean, this is why it's, kind of a bad karma here. You want it to fail so that when you buy them back, it costs you less money than you made when you sold them. So you sell 3 shares, for example, for let's say 3.
Show that just 5 minutes before Donald Trump made his announcement about Iran today, massive trades hit the stock market. I don't think this is a coincidence. These large-scale trades hit the market at 6:59 a.m., precisely 5 minutes before Trump's 7:04 a.m. post on Truth Social. Following that announcement, the S&P 500 surged 240 points within 6 minutes, adding an estimated $2 trillion in market capitalization. In one move, $1.5 billion in S&P 500 futures was bought, while $192 million in oil futures was sold. These orders were 4 to 6 times larger than anything else at the time. Keep in mind, there was no public information this announcement was coming. No leaks, no press, nothing. The only people who knew were in the room with Trump when the decision was made.
And that's the whole point. The whole point is Donald Trump is helping the people get rich. He's helping his friends, his sons, his whoever. He's helping them get rich by manipulating the market. I'm going to make this announcement in 10 minutes. So you guys need to go buy the stock, invest in this crypto, invest in all of this. I'm going to make the announcement and you're going to make money. So this is what they're doing. They're manipulating the market so they make money. We continue to get poorer and poorer. This is moving without accountability. It deserves investigation, full investigation, trading records, phone records, visitors logs, prediction market accounts, communication records, all of that shit, because sunlight matters. And stop telling me Nancy Pelosi did it. I don't give a fuck. I care about the president using his power to manipulate and give his rich buddies money. Transparency matters. Accountability matters. Otherwise, what lesson gets learned here? That the government announcements can become insider investment opportunities? That powerful people can make markets, can move markets while connected, at least profit quietly? Is that what you want? You saying it's okay now that billionaires can get rich during public suffering without scrutiny? That's what that means when you bring Nancy Pelosi into it. That's what that means when you keep telling me, oh, teenagers do it. Teenagers are trading stock. Teenagers don't fucking have insider information. If I could trade stock, I trade stock all the time. I have stock. But that don't fucking mean I know there's going to be a war announcement 5 minutes before I dump all my fucking money into it. If that were the case, I'd be dumping my money into it. But that ain't what they got. They know precisely when this is going to happen. Okay? Precisely when this is going to happen. Stop it.
Somebody in the room picked up a phone and within minutes made more money than most Americans will ever earn in 1,000 lifetimes in a single trade. They're profiting off of insider knowledge about a war that's cost us $4 a gallon gas and $16 billion in tax dollars. American citizens are funding this war, and the politicians are the ones who are profiting from it. It's not the first time this has happened either. There's been massive, suspicious trades placed right before almost every single major announcement the Trump administration has made.
It looks like
before every Trump administration announcement has been made, there's been some insider trading. There's been stock bought with billions and billions of dollars every time Trump makes an announcement. This is how they're getting rich. This is how Trump is getting rich. This is how his sons are getting rich. That's crazy. And ain't nobody going to jail for it. But it needs to be told.
our convicted felon president may be committing even more crimes. Who could have seen that coming? It's now being reported by a Fox News correspondent that Donald Trump is feeding inside information to some of his exec buddies. Let me read a little of this story to you. Fox Business senior correspondent Charles Gasparino reported on Thursday that President Donald Trump's administration is giving insider information to Wall Street executives about ongoing trade deals. Citing senior Wall Street execs with ties to the White House, Gasparino wrote on X, the former shithole known as Twitter. Well, it's still a shithole, it's just no longer called Twitter. Anyway, Gasparino wrote that people within Trump's administration have alerted business leaders about an agreement in principle with India. He further reported that the deal could be used as a template for a blah, blah, blah. People inside the Trump White House are alerting Wall Street execs they are nearing an agreement in principle on trade with India, according to sources who are senior Wall Street execs with ties to the White House. Here's the problem for Trump.
This was Trump's net worth when he went into office, $2.3 billion. And this is his net worth now, just 2 years later, $6.5 billion.
So we've never had a president running businesses while in office. And so decisions are being made not based on what's good for Americans, but what's good for his company. For example, why did the Saudi government invest $2 billion in Jared Kushner's fund? It wasn't because they just like Jared Kushner. It was because Kushner is Trump's son-in-law. And so my biggest concern is the deterioration of American democracy. I mean, it's already happening. And most people think democracies end with tanks in the street or somebody shooting up the presidential palace. But actually, in the modern world, they mostly end because someone who is legitimately elected begins to take apart the system. Trump, he has never cared much one way or the other for American democracy. He admires foreign leaders who have no constraints. And I have a goal that is to remind people of why democracy is important and to pay attention to the ways in which it's declining so that we can fight back. So we're just at the beginning of what could be quite a big...
Barron Trump, it's official. Barron Trump invested $30 million in Bitcoin 30 minutes before Donald Trump's China tweet last week. Turns out that wallet cashed out at $190 million just 24 hours later, which is just proof that Barron Trump and the Trump family did insider trading with Bitcoin. And it is a shame that the President of the United States, who's apparently a billionaire, has to rely on tactics like this to make his 6'8" son rich. Technically, insider trading with Bitcoin isn't insider trading because it is not an asset that is controlled by the SEC. So actually a genius move on Barron's part.
A report from Reuters today, Friday, May 8th, a series of well-timed market bets on falling oil prices totaling as much as $7 billion during March and April spread across multiple exchanges and types of fuel and derivatives just before major Iranian policy announcements were made by President Donald Trump. So people close to Donald Trump or within this administration or Donald Trump himself have made $7 billion worth of well-timed market bets on oil prices using inside information that was not available to the general public, having been tipped off by someone that Donald Trump was going to post something to Truth Social that was going to impact oil prices. And under any normal administration, the Department of Justice and the FBI and the Securities and Exchange Commission would be all over this, finding out who these people are and where they got that information. These people are making hundreds of millions of dollars. And our Department of Justice is indicting the Southern Poverty Law Center and James Comey, while our FBI director is so falling down, stumbling drunk that he can't do his job. Cool.
Suspect that there's insider trading happening on these prediction markets around the war. Are you concerned?
Well, you know, the whole world, unfortunately, has become somewhat of a casino. And you look at what's going on all over the world, in Europe and every place they're doing these betting things. I was never much in favor of it. I don't like it conceptually, but it is what it is.
I always know when he's lying. I always know when he's lying. This won't stop. This won't stop. Future politicians will study this. Future insiders will study this. Future administrations will study this. That's why accountability matters right now, because once corruption becomes normalized and y'all seem to think this is normal, it spreads everywhere, every institution, every agency, every corner of this government. And eventually ordinary people stop believing honesty matters, because otherwise you wouldn't be telling me about Nancy Pelosi did it. You wouldn't be telling me jack shit about Nancy Pelosi. You'd be telling me where the hell is the SEC? That's the real danger of sitting on this and not saying nothing. It's not just one trade, not just one tariff, not just one prediction market. The real danger is millions of Americans slowly losing faith in the idea that fairness even exists anymore. And once that faith is almost out of there, that's why this matters. Not because of left versus right, not because of Democrat versus Republican, because this is becoming rich versus everybody else. Because the president is scamming and gaming the system. It's the connected versus the disconnected, protected versus the unprotected. And we sick and tired of this time stamp. We sick and tired of this fucking timeline. Okay? The rich people are bragging about the profits that they're making. People are asking question, why does power get to make all that money? Look, the bottom line is the president is scamming. The president has been scamming from day one, and he's got his friends scamming all of us, all of the money. So I'm going to leave you with this.
Sharing this country with literal idiots is so exhausting. You voted for a con man and now he's stealing money from who? The people that voted for a fucking con man. Market manipulation, bitch. You don't think there's all types of insider trading going on right now, you ignorant motherfuckers? You voted for a con man and now you're getting conned. That's how it works. Have you ever made bacon in the morning for breakfast and go, oh my God, how did this bacon get on my plate? No, you fucking haven't, because you made bacon for breakfast, bitch. You voted for a con man and now you're getting fucking con. Congratulations.
Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. he made $2.5 million today.
The president bragging about how much money his friends are making on the market. The president bragging about how much money his friends are making on the market. In the White House, bragging. Okay? The rich keep winning. The public keeps paying. And now we sick of it. This president has made us sick of it. Sick of it. That's wild. And people are not even saying anything. And the problem is the media is complicit by whitewashing this corruption like this shit is normal. We don't care. I got a comment in the comment section. We're saying we don't care because they all do it. They don't all do it. And they're not all the president, Black America. That's what you don't get. They're not all the president. And they're not deliberately doing it. He's deliberately doing it. And he's the president. So you should care. Everybody should care. Specifically, when I'm one of the people that got to get scammed by this scammer of a president. It's people like you, Black America, that allow the president to scam the rest of us. And we sick and tired of getting scammed. Us regular people who did not vote for him are tired of getting scammed. Because of people like you who don't care that they get scammed. Everybody do it, so I might as well get scammed by the president. No, that's not how that works. If you guys like my commentary, please put a comment in the comment section. I have content like this every evening at 10 o'clock. I appreciate you being over here. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I appreciate it. I do. I will be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock and throughout the day, maybe some shorts and TikTok and whatever. But I'll be back definitely tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Please hit the like and the share and the subscribe button. I appreciate all of you. And this is important because the world is topsy-turvy and all of this is important. Getting scammed is important. The president manipulating the market for his friends to get rich is important.